Joining us now is Chloe Cole, one of our great Americans. She does a great job. Chloe Cole is a detransitioner and an activist. Chloe, welcome back to the program. Chloe, you want to talk about an upcoming event you have here in Arizona?
Yes, so I'm going to give a presentation with some friends of mine at the Redeemer Bible Church in Gilbert, Arizona, which will be on October 12th, and the doors are going to open at 9:30, and the event will start at 10:30. The
Great.
QR code and the link for the tickets.
No, keep going, please. Yeah, no, you're good, please.
The QR code and the link for the tickets are going to be in my bio and in my pinned on X and in my bio on Instagram as well.
It's great. So just reintroduce yourself to the audience, Chloe. You're one of the most outspoken and important voices in the detransitioner movement. You were lied to and were basically manipulated, if I may say so, as part of this trans craze. Remind us of your story, please.
So I am a formerly trans-identified teen, and I went through the process of a social and medical gender transition between the ages of 12 to 16. So after years of being an awkward, tomboyish girl, I started calling myself a boy because I was mistaken about my identity around the age of 12. And at 13 years old, I was fast-tracked into the medical process of that, starting with the use of puberty blockers and testosterone injections. And at 15 years old, before I was even legally able to drive, I had undergone a double mastectomy to surgically remove my breasts. And it took less than a year for me to realize I wanted to become a mother and that I regretted this process. And I chose to detransition. And I've been speaking since I was 17 about my experience, about what me and my family went through with the medical system and trying to advocate for a better standard of care for these kids who need help. They don't need surgery. They need to be shown love and compassion and to be allowed to grow up with their bodies fully intact.
And so Chloe, can you talk about how widespread is this right now? Do we have any idea of how many kids are undergoing gender-affirming care?
I mean, it's in the thousands. Right now, we don't have an exact number, but I've been all across the country, I think to over 35 states now. And I've even been abroad to 2 different countries. I recently went to Australia and New Zealand. And everywhere I've been, every community that I've been to has been affected by this issue in some way. Everywhere I've been, I've met either detransitioners or people who still identify as transgender or are struggling with that part of their identity. Or I've met family members who are struggling with this with them.
And walk through the sequence that happens is they receive a lot of this information online and talk about your story where people might be having puberty anxiety, they might have other mental health issues where it really is a brain issue, but they're treating it like a body issue. Tell us more.
Right. I mean, there's this misconception that being transgender is an innate trait or that it's biological, but there is no biological or physiological marker that makes somebody transgender. There's no gene, there is no structure in the brain. It's really the medicalization of either normal feelings around puberty that a lot of girls and even boys have while growing up, or for many, it comes from a place of trauma related to one's family or having been assaulted, especially early in life. And a lot of these people are also somewhere on the autistic spectrum, or they've been diagnosed with a similar learning disability.
So when you hear Kamala Harris and Tim Walz say that it is the loving thing to do to give 14-year-olds puberty blockers, what is your reaction to that?
I think it's the absolute least loving thing that you can do, because you're not only lying to the child that the way that they're lovingly made in their mother's womb is wrong, that they're broken, but you're also allowing them to believe that the only fix for them is to become a slave to the pharmaceutical and medical industries, that they shouldn't be allowed to grow up with their health, their body parts, their reproductive capabilities fully intact, which I think the right to growing up with a fully intact body and the ability to fully live out one's adulthood is the single greatest right that every single child has.
So Chloe, I want to ask, you're going to the church for a reason. Tell us why. Does the church get this? Does the average rank and file evangelical Christian understand what's going on here?
No, not at all. And that is exactly the problem. The church is the absolute most important place that we have to go to with this message, because this is something, as I said, that is affecting every single one of our communities. I have been to so many places, and I've met so many children and parents and families who have been afflicted by this ideology. It's not something that parents can avoid anymore. It's something that is so prevalent in the culture that every child, every young person has been exposed to it in some way. Like, I was playing this game called Fortnite with my friend's little brother the other day, and even on that game, I was seeing content with the progress flag on it. It's unavoidable now for every kid, whether it be on the internet or a game that they're playing or through their peers or through school. But I don't think that the answer is to just completely bar children from it completely and to ignore it with them. We have to tell them the truth. We have to tell them that there are bad actors out there who are using symbols such as the rainbow, which is a biblical symbol, for bad means.
Yes.
And we have to teach our children how to discern between truth and between falsehoods in order to change our culture. And even though this is so widespread, I mean, I've been to so many churches. Most churches I've been to, actually, are not willing to talk about this issue, even though it is affecting their own congregation, even though it is somewhere in their community.
So Chloe, let me ask you this, just in like 45 seconds. This has become a political issue. Would you personally ever vote for a candidate that supports giving children gender-affirming care or puberty blockers?
No, I would absolutely not give my vote to any candidate who advocates for this use of iatrogenic medicine in children, because it is a violation of their rights. It is a human rights violation to take away the fertility and the body parts and to disfigure a perfectly healthy child who just needs help.
Chloe, God bless you. I have to be honest with you. Our failure as Republicans to make this a primary election issue this cycle is disappointing. I wish it would have been brought up in one of the debates. This is a human rights issue, as you say. It's happening to thousands, if not tens of thousands of kids right now across the country, and there is no spin. Chloe, God bless you. We'll promote your event in Arizona. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.